We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, here's Nix. A short throw hauled in by Trimble. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Kill. Oh, my son. Ready. Ready, my son.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. It's caught left side, Boulder. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Kill. Oh, my son.
And Bolden brings it in, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. The Broncos at 13-3 now on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Throwing Nix. Throwing right, and that's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down. 4 consecutive passes to begin this opening drive, and you can't argue with the results. They've already driven it into the red zone and a fresh set of downs here to play with.
Which means there's a lot of trust by the play caller, by the quarterback, the receivers, you name it. Everyone locked in, everyone doing their job. I'd continue to go in that direction because right now they get the defense back on their heels.
To throw, here's Nix. On the arc, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now the Central Florida product, it's R.J. Harvey. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. J. Harvey with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. What's good on the extra point? And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. Looking to put a drive together. To the air, Williams. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. They'll run on first down. Gilchrist. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. You can look at this Bronco defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. One in running the ball, one in stopping the run. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun myself.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second down and 7. To throw, it's Williams. McKinnon here, it's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Working out of the gun, Williams. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Ready to up. Vegas.
Here's Williams. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he takes a hop at the end of that one. It'll be a gain of about 4. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
Second down and 6 now.
Ready to hold on.
To the air once more, Williams. He'll get this out quickly to the end zone. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Whiskey.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
What is it? Hold on. Yes.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Williams with a little touch pass forward. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Santos with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will wrangle it down a couple of yards shy of the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
Cardinals a proper defensive back. I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Nick's going to give to Hardy. Still going inside the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. R.J. Hardy with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Williams. Now a run here off the RPO, and he'll keep it. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 16 yards right off the bat for a first down.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
On first down, Gilchrist trying to run inside, but nothing there. Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Looking to throw is Williams. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
They'll run on first down. Gilchrist. 20! And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 34 yards there and a first down. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Pass caught right side by Loveland. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Colston Loveland from 10 yards out. And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. 23 yards on the tuck and run. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
At the 44-yard line.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Ain't with my type activities, then don't you get involved. Hey, what? I mean, shit I seen, send them all. Take a risk, I'll take a trip. You know I'm tripping.
Oh, kill!
Harvey now on 1st and 10. And they got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Two yards to go, second down.
On my set. Ready.
Again, it's Harvey. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Valuable lesson, man. I had to grow up. That's why I never ask for help. I do it for you. And do it
this now a 3rd and 4.
On my set. Ready.
Nick's going to tap this forward. What a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now Lutz for the field goal try. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
This is always a tricky angle for a right-footed kicker because he's trying to draw it to the center of the uprights, but instead he pushes it to the right, and it's no good.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with 40 seconds to go, that's, you'd think, time enough to try to mount a drive should they decide to do so. Throwing is Williams. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
To throw, Williams. And a dangerous throw there. Nearly intercepted on the sideline, but it's incomplete. And that right there, his first incompletion of the game, pretty remarkable.
So let's start talking about all-time records, because with that incompletion, maybe over a 2-game sequence, or maybe starts a new streak now, because Ryan Tannehill, over 2 games, hit 25 straight. Now, the incompletion, we're taking this record out of play, but Mark Brunell, when he's with Washington, 22 straight completions to start a game. This guy's on fire.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Now they go screen. It's complete. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Vegas!
To throw once more, here's Williams. Looking deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Zone coverage there. They were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. A final shot before break. Nix. And his throw here's incomplete. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
What is it hard? Here we go. Here we go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Gilchrist. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Ready to run.
From the gun, here's Williams. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Up the middle they go. Gilchrist. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a give, right side. Gilchrist. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Operating from the gun, Williams. He'll look middle here and get it to Odunze.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Williams. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal, Chicago.
They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. Oh, that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll look to throw for it with Williams. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They'll go play action with Nix. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Kill. Hold on, son. Ready.
Off the play fake. Nix. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
From here on, any score could be the winning one, and he is certainly aware of that. Look at the way he locked in on that marker and made a mad scramble to get to it for the first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Complete here to the right to Golden. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Kill. Hold on, son.
A handoff. Here's Harvey. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Here's Nix. And he gets it to Bolden. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Trying to run for it. Here's Harvey. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
And not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
Middle. Hold on, son. Ready.
Working out of the gun is Nix. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Oh, that would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Kill. Hold on, son.
Nix from the shotgun. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down.
Ready.
To throw is Nix. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. And we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
To the air, Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. And he goes out right around the 39. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Now a handoff up the middle. Gilchrist. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Play there. 60 yards. And the Bears strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th. Santos with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. But they need their best drive of the game right here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Harvey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw, here's Nix. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 44-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Operating from the gun. Here's Nix. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
At the 39-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
comes second down at 5.
Kill, 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 kill. Hold on, set.
Back to throw. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his home. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
A big play looming on third down.
Hold on, set. Ready. Wide, get wide. Middle.
Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3.
Gain of 3. It's 4th down.
They're going. It's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Evan Ingram, 36 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow.
Kill.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. And it is caught. They got the 2 points, and with it, they've taken the lead.
Bears 21.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
1st down, Bears.
Here's 1st down.
Let it up. Yes. Vegas.
He's back to throw. That's caught. The tight end Loveland with it. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner. We watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Blue.
The football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Another running punting situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Ready.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe to get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Bears take over
at their own 42-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Pass caught by Burden. And they'll get him down after a gain of 7, but they'll happily give him that. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. This for all the marbles. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. What a game